Greetings, friends. It's Pat back with another episode of Let's Talk Travel. And this evening, I'm doing another episode of Pat's Picks. This evening, we are going to focus on the 7 best providers for escorted travel in the USA. And it's going to be a good one. I'm going to name names of those providers. I'm going to tell you what differentiates them in the market, who is best suited for that particular provider, which is going to be a good fit, what demographics each provider caters to. Um, we're going to also name a couple of the best itineraries that we think are really great picks and great choices for each provider for USA escorted travel. Now, first of all, why escorted travel? Well, it is, a lot of people just overlook this. They think it's just for old people. And folks, it so ain't so. Escorted travel can be for anyone. It is so convenient. It is safe. It is stress-free. You don't have anything to have to worry about when you go with an escorted trip. It's all the details are planned for you, and it makes it for a seamless and effortless package that you don't have to stress about. So very convenient, very good form of travel for most anybody who wants to get away and wants to do it without a lot of worry and planning. You tell us what you want, and Dancing Moon Travel, we can just match you up with the best tour provider and itinerary to suit your preferences and needs. But let's just kind of start ripping through here. And oh, by the way, live listeners only, you will want to stay tuned this evening. I'm giving away a new gift. I don't think we've ever given this one away before, a great travel accessory that you will want to have in your arsenal for your next trip. Now, with that said, let's just start going through here. And I apologize, I will be referencing my notes here because I have a lot of material and I don't want to miss anything. I want to share everything with you. The first one I am going to name as a best escorted tour provider in the USA, top of the line, Tauck. That's Tauck for those of you who aren't familiar with it. They have been around for many years, family owned. I believe they've been around for close to 100 years at this point. And they offer luxury level escorted tours, and they do, frankly, have a 5-star price tag. You're going to pay for that luxury, but you get what you pay for, don't you? Anyway, Tauck offers family journeys, couples, anybody, and they serve over 70 countries with their tours. They tend to be very, very inclusive. There are not a lot of surprises, not the bad kind of surprises anyway, with Tauck, because pretty much everything is going to be included. Your ground transfers when you arrive, when you depart, your meals, your tour guide, your tips, everything pretty much all rolled in. Actually, when you consider how much is included and how possibly everything but the occasional lunch on a Tauck tour is going to be included, the bottom line isn't that daunting when you think about the fact that you are going to go first class all the way. And when you figure that you're not going to have any out of pockets for the occasional optional tours that you pay for with other companies, the gratuities, it brings Tauck pretty much in line with the upper premium class products. So why not go with first class if you're going to spend that much money? Because chances are, if you do an upper premium product, you are going to end up paying about the same for your trip. So the demographic for Tauck travelers is usually they're 50 plus, although they have some departures that cater to families. They're going to be generally, your companions on their tours are generally going to be very well traveled individuals who have an affluent mindset. Now, they may not be rich, but they kind of have a mindset that they can afford things, and they don't mind paying for them. Talk is also very, very welcoming to the solo traveler. So that is something to consider if you travel alone. And with Talc, folks, no detail is left to chance. The service feels very personal because it is, and they are dedicated to ensuring that each individual traveler is having an unforgettable experience, seamless, and catering to their particular quirks and preferences during the tour. I, in particular, love those unexpected extras that Talc tends to include on all their tours. Little gifts that show up at dinner time with dinner or in your room unexpectedly. A special performance that happens at a stop along the way where you had not expected it. For us, when we were on the Talc river cruise on the Danube, there was a surprise performance of at the opera house that we had totally not expected. Nobody else got anything like that, but we did on our Talc journey. So that's the kind of things that you can expect from Talc. Now, who might want to consider a Talc journey? That would be anybody who appreciates the finer things. You want to stay in the best hotels. You're drawn to an all-inclusive experience there. You know what you're going to be paying for. There's not a lot of extras that pop up where all the details are handled for you, and all of the surprises are delightful. And you don't mind paying for that privilege experience a little bit. Talc, in that case, could be absolutely the perfect choice for your escorted vacation. Now, recommended itineraries, I've selected Southern Charms. That's St. Augustine, Savannah, and Charleston. How just charming each one of those cities is. It's a step back in the past. You've got the 19th century mansions, the magnolias, the live oaks with the Spanish moss. It is exquisite. 7 nights, and it starts just at $49.90 double occupancy. $49.90 per person double occupancy. So if you're paying for two people, you would double that. Now, the other one that I love for Talc is Legends of the American West. Now, this one, you will go from Mount Rushmore, and you're going to visit the Crazy Horse Memorial, Grand Teton National Park, go deep inside and see the wonders of Yellowstone. You're going to visit a ranch in this is an experience where you'll experience life as a Wyoming cowboy. You're going to look for Buffalo Bill, and you're going to explore the West that belonged to those old explorers. Rafting on the Snake River and Grand Teton National Park. You're going to stay at exquisite lodgings, and includes that sought-after lodge in Yellowstone's Old Faithful Inn, and Grand Teton's Jackson Lake Lodge. This is 8 nights starting at $59.90 per person double occupancy. So that's one person double occupancy, $59.90. Now, folks, I just want to say one thing about pricing here. The actual cost of your trip is going to vary depending on when you travel. There are peak travel seasons. It's going to be more. If you're traveling a little bit off season, at the shoulder season, when the tours are just starting or ending up for the year, you will pay less. So we're talking about, when I quote these prices, I'm talking about entry-level pricing. These are the lowest prices for that particular tour that I was able to uncover. So you can pay substantially more for the same tour, but we are quoting the entry-level prices. Excuse me just a minute. Coke Zero, Nectar of the Gods, gotta have it. But moving along to our next provider, Trafalgar. Now, I categorize Trafalgar as an upper moderate level tour. So they are the upper end of the moderate operator guide. They offer guided vacations and tour packages in over 70 countries, 6 continents, so they are big. They are known primarily for escorted tours, and they always include 3.5 to 4 star accommodations with their tours, usually in good locations, not necessarily totally central, but in locations that are going to be within walking distance of some restaurants and shops. And with Trafalgar, you're going to find your entry fees, local destination specialist, and transportation are all included. Breakfast is always going to be a part of your tour, as well as a few evening dining experiences, which will vary by itinerary. Um, in addition to everything else, you're going to have options for optional excursions with Trafalgar. So you might choose to participate in some of those as well at an additional expense. So you could plan for that. They are less inclusive, and there will be some optional tours that you can participate in, but you will do that as extra cost. Now, their usual demographic, again, is 50 plus, and typically guests are going to be travelers who want a reliably good travel experience more in the mid range of pricing, not going to break the bank. Accommodations in good locations, but not necessarily right in the middle of Old Town, and are typically going to be walkable to some restaurants and some shopping. Now, we love the Be My Guest option that is offered on many of their tours. This is a special little niche that they have developed where you can actually, they break the group into smaller components, a few people, and give you the opportunity to visit homes, connect with locals in an authentic home situation, ask questions, learn in depth about the culture. And I love that option. Now, who might consider Trafalgar for their vacation? If that what I've described suits you, you could be the sweet spot for Trafalgar. They deliver a solid experience and a very affordable price point. Do be prepared for some additional expense along the way because you might have some options that you want to include. Recommended itineraries that I suggest. There's one that's called Historic Highlights. I love this. 8 days. It's a U.S. history tour. Starts in Washington, D.C., takes you to Philadelphia. You're going to see Capitol Hill, George Washington's home, reenactments of the Gettysburg battlefield, dinner in a haunted tavern. This is a New England kind of tour that it's going to immerse you in the past, and you're going to chat with blacksmiths in colonial Williamsburg, and visit the monuments in Washington D.C., the National Mall. This one's on sale for several dates actually, and it starts at just $27.67 per person. Again, that's double occupancy. You will need to have a roommate to get that at that price. The other one that I like is that kind of a niche itinerary that's kind of unusual. It's the Civil Rights Trail. This is 9 days in the American South from Memphis to Atlanta. You're going to immerse yourself in music, art, food, and stories, meet with locals, and explore the history of the civil rights movement in the USA. You're probably going to meet some activists, visit museums, have some delicious Southern style food along the way. And this is just a vibrant, interesting cultural journey, and it starts at $28.35 per person. Next on my list, Insight Vacations. Insight, one word, vacations. Now, they're actually owned by the same family that owns Trafalgar. They are the more premium level tour company for this. Upper premium, I would say, would be their niche here. Focus on They do have a focus on sustainable, responsible tourism at Insight, which is a big deal these days. And they offer a variety of travel styles. Most of their tours are a smaller group size, in line with the fact that they are a little more upscale. And they're going to have a maximum of about 40 people on their tours. And they have a lot of small group tours as well that's limited to a maximum of 24. I love the small groups, folks. I feel like it gives you a much more intimate, manageable experience. I really recommend that for our guests. It just, you have more personalized service, less wait time checking in and out of hotels and so forth. And with Insight, you're going to stay at very well located, hand-picked hotels, 4-star minimum, many into the 5-star range. And they will include breakfast, but also probably on most itineraries, at least half of your dinners are going to be included as well. And one thing I love about Insight, while most of the tour companies, they may have you getting on your bus in the morning at 7 a.m., most of Insight's itineraries start at a more reasonable level at 9 a.m. for your bus boarding your bus at the earliest. It just makes for a more relaxing, well-paced trip, and you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn and feel like you need a vacation when you get home from your vacation. Hotel and restaurant gratuities are all included with your stay, as well as a complimentary airport transfer. So this makes for excellent value with Insight Vacations. Now, who might want to consider Insight for an escorted tour? If you want an upscale, upper premium, very, very well thought out, very just a premium upscale experience, excellent hotels, many inclusions, Insight could well be a choice for you, particularly if you appreciate that smaller uh, group size and that later start in your mornings. Just really a great choice for people who fall in that demographic. Now, I've chosen a couple of recommended itineraries for them. The New England fall foliage is 8 days. Explore the beauty of New England and just the gorgeous foliage. You know, New England is famous for that. Freedom Trail, the White Mountains, the gorgeous Maine coast, and more. And this one starts at just $36.90 per person for that 8-day tour. So premium experience here, folks, and very well priced, I might say. The other one that I love uh, for Insight is the national parks of the eastern USA. We all tend to think, I think a lot of the western USA when we think national parks, but there is a lot to be seen in the eastern half of the USA as well. This one takes you for 10 days, Washington, D.C. to Nashville, starting at $43.31 per person. It includes Shenandoah National Park, Veritas Winery, New River Gorge National Park in West Virginia. You'll tour the Biltmore Mansion and take and a Make Travel Matter experience. This is where you plug into history and authentic experiences with Insight. And you'll do this one at the Econolofty Indian Village. So that is a great experience as well. Again, that's starting at $43.31 per person with Insight Tours. My next pick in my list of tour providers for the good old USA is Colette. Colette is an icon in the industry. I believe they are actually maybe the oldest escorted tour provider in the USA. Again, this is a family-owned company, premium tour experience, and it's really a great choice for discerning travelers. You want premium, you don't want to break the bank, but you're going to appreciate 4-star accommodations, many exclusive type experiences that are just for Colette travelers. Average group size with them, maximum usually of 32. So again, the smaller group size, that is a big deal to me. I always think my clients have a better experience when we can plug them into a smaller group like this. Your daily breakfast is going to be included, and most tours include about half of your dinners as well. One of the favorite inclusions that clients love about Colette is if you live within 50 miles of your departure airport, Colette will provide a chauffeured transfer where they pick you up for a private transfer at your home and deliver you to the airport. Same thing on your return. They meet you at the airport and deliver you back home, and they include that in the price of your tour. So that is a great benefit for those clients. Love that, and so do I. And virtually every Colette tour provides opportunities for cultural immersion, exploration, some free time, including interaction with locals and authentic experiences, chances to experience regional cuisine. These are all hallmarks of the Colette tour experience. Now, who might want to consider Colette for their next escorted vacation? Um, if you want to have fun, if you like to enjoy the outdoors, you're open to new experiences, there's a little bit of adventure left in you, Colette could be for you, and you might gravitate very naturally to one of their tour products. Now, I have selected a couple of itineraries that I really like for them. One of them is Historic Highlights. This is another one that's an 8-day history tour out of Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia. Maybe it's just me, but these history tours, these East Coast, where we delve into the history and the iconic sites in the beginning of our country, that just rings my bell. It has just it appeals to me. I'm thinking there's many viewers out there who might feel the same. But it's going to take you to Capitol Hill, George Washington's home. There's going to be all kinds of things there as well. Colette Grand Hawaii Adventure. This is one I love. 12 nights starting at $59.90 a person. Hawaii escorted tour. Why not? Of course, this is a 4-island tour, and it's going to feature a 3-night stay at each stop along the way: Oahu, the Big Island, Maui, and Kauai. Just beautiful. Visit Pearl Harbor, the Arizona Memorial, Volcanoes National Park. You don't want to miss that. 17 meals and inter-island flights are all included. This is a great tour. I love that. And why not do Hawaii in this very seamless, escorted way? Another one I love for them, Mackinac Island. This is a classic Midwestern tour, 2 nights at the iconic Grand Hotel on Mackinac. Folks, this hotel, it just harks back to the olden days where gracious living was a way of life. These iconic old lodges that welcomed people back in the day. Well, this one still exists, still very much the same sort of experience they had back when they first started. Can you say luxury? Well, the Grand Hotel on Mackinac just exudes luxury. There's a little bit of everything on this tour. You're going to have that tranquility at Mackinac where there's no motor vehicles permitted. You're also going to visit the vibrant city of Chicago. There's a Bavarian influenced smaller town called Frankenmuth. You'll visit the Henry Ford Museum, historic homes, Greenfield Village, and workshops, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Robert Frost. This is a 9-day tour, and it starts at just $32.99 per person. Coming up on a different drummer kind of adventure here for this escorted provider, Intrepid Travel. Now, they have a different drummer than any of the providers that we've talked about before. They offer small group travel, usually no more than 10 people participate in their tours. They offer over 1,100 escorted tours worldwide. And again, an average of just 10 people on each of their tours. And these tours are for people who have some adventure in their soul. Some of them are geared to young travelers specifically, and there are different kinds. They just offer a range of different kinds of travel, but all of them focus on adventure and local immersive experiences, responsible travel. They have a commitment to the climate, gender equality, and they want to support the local communities. So, all of those things, some of you that may ring your bell. And they offer four different travel styles to appeal to a broad range of adventure lovers. Basics, that's BASIX is how they spell it. Those packages are very budget friendly with limited number of inclusions. They utilize 2 and 2.5 star hotel properties, keep the prices down. And their original package is a little more inclusive and has more upgraded 3 star type hotels. Their comfort package is moving on up the scale. They're going to be staying in 4 star equivalent properties, and they have a premium product as well for the more affluent traveler who wants a bit of adventure in their trip. Intrepid has something for you as well. Now, who should travel with Intrepid? If you are a young traveler that wants to connect with like-minded young people in your age group, this is a fit for you. If you are an adventure traveler at any age, at any budget level, Intrepid has something to offer for you. Some of their itineraries are more of a moderate activity level, so you don't have to be, uh, you know, a regular at the gym to participate. If you have an average level of fitness, others tend to be very vigorous and require a high level of fitness, and you need to be realistic about your abilities in that regard, or you will not keep up with the pack. Now, suggested itineraries for this one: real San Francisco to LA. Yes, you've got two big cities. Now, how does that fit with adventure tours? Well, yes, the cities anchor the tour, but this takes you a lot of other places. And this one in particular is geared to the younger traveler, ages 18 through 35. So if you are a younger traveler within that age group, hiking and exploring are going to be high on the list for this one. You're going to go to Joshua Tree and Zion National Parks, Bryce Canyon, the Grand Canyon, Yosemite. All of them are included in this tour. 13 nights, and it starts at just $22.92 per person. This is a basics category endeavor, so it's going to be, no frills and basic accommodations and so forth. You're going to have 2 nights in glitzy Las Vegas, in addition to all of the hiking and exploring out in the national park. So quite the itinerary here and geared to you younger folks. The other one I love for them is hiking in Denali National Park. Now, a certain level of fitness is definitely required for this 6-nighter round trip Anchorage. You will fall in love with the amazing Alaska. I'm just telling you, it is flat amazing. You're going to do round trip Anchorage. You're going to visit Denali Park, Talkeetna, Mount Alyeska, and more. And this one starts at just $22.75 per person. And there are no age limits on this, but please note that you need to have a high level of fitness to participate, as there is a lot of hiking and physical activity required on this one. Globus, and I know I'm running over here, folks, but I want to finish this up tonight. Globus is generally the more affordable of the mainline tour providers. They offer a wide range of tour styles to suit most everybody who wants a solid tour experience at an affordable price point. They are designed to make the most of people for people who have limited travel time. You're going to see the highlights. You're going to have the convenience of a planned itinerary that includes all your accommodations, transportation, your breakfast, some other meals. Save time, money, effort, everything compared to traveling independently. Frequently, I am flat surprised at how much Globus manages to include in their tours when I look at the price. They are very moderate in their price usually. They offer small group discoveries in addition to their regular groups with classic groups, and those max out at just 24 travelers. They have another option called choice touring. It's a more flexible model where you can choose um, your itinerary includes 3 or 4 various excursions at your destination, and you can choose according to your interest. So it gives you more choices instead of one included itinerary excursion on at each stop. You will have 3 or 4 to choose from, so you can indulge if you're more interested in a cooking demonstration, for example, than a tour of a museum. You can choose the option that appeals most to you. Uh, Undiscovered tours is another type of tour that they offer. And this one, I love this. This is for people who want a little slower paced. You would like to have a deeper dive and see it's kind of less is more kind of experience because you may not hit as a broad range of geography, but you take a deeper dive into what you do. And actually, some of these off-price escapes is the other one. These are off-priced because they are off-season. So their escapes are very well priced. And if you travel a little bit off-season with one of the Globus Escapes tours, you might save 30% off the same tour if you took it in high season. Now that is a great one as well. I love their tours. Now, um, I would say, I would just say Globus offers something for most everyone who is interested in an affordable escorted vacation. If you want a great tour at a moderate rate, a modest rate, it is a great option to consider, but do anticipate there will likely be some optional tours offered that you are going to have to book at additional expense if you participate in those. My recommended itineraries for this one, I love the American Canyonlands Escape. Now, this is one of the off-season getaways. I've had clients who did this, absolutely loved it. It's round trip Las Vegas, Bryce Canyon, Zion National Park, Arches National Park, Monument Valley, the Grand Canyon, starting at just $17.39 per person, depending on your travel date, of course. Great option to save big on off-season travel. Here's one I love with Globus, the historic trains of the Old West. This is very unique, very cool. And it is round trip Denver. This takes you off the beaten path. You're going to have the Royal Gorge aboard the Royal Gorge Route Railway. You're going to travel through the mesas and canyons of the San Juan Forest on the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railway. You're going to go through the Rockies on the Georgetown Loop Railroad, and you will pick up some steam with visits to Colorado Springs, Garden of the Gods, Mesa Verde's cliff dwellings, and so much more. You will also enjoy time in Durango and the D&SNG Railway Museum there. 9 days from $34.99 for this historic trains of the Old West. I think this has great appeal for many people. Finally, last but not least, Gate One Travel. Now, this is one that we don't book too often, but they offer surprisingly affordable vacations to North Americans with a variety of travel options. They have escorted coach tours, which is what we're looking at. And they also have independent travel that you can do with a set itinerary that we can build for independent travelers. So, very good. I get really great feedback from our independent travelers who are value oriented on their Gate One experiences. Um, their escorted coach tours are going to be the 3 to 3.5 star hotels, fairly centrally located. They're going to give you an opportunity to explore independently. Not every minute is planned with these. You'll have those in-depth guided tours, and but you will still have the opportunity for a lot of independent exploration with Gate One. So if you are a traveler who yearns to travel and you have a limited budget, or you just don't want to blow a whole lot of the budget, Gate One can be a very solid choice for you. Two of the itineraries that I've selected for them: classic national parks. This has Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, and Grand Teton. 9-day tour, covers a lot of territory, folks. Takes you from Rapid City, North Dakota, to Los Angeles, including the Badlands. Pace is moderate on this one, but you still may have 3 to 4 hours of walking on some days of the tour, and you could encounter some uneven surfaces, stairs, slopes, and so forth. So you just want to keep that in mind when you're planning whether this is a good fit for you. Pricing starting at just $22.99 per person for this particular travel. And I'm going to wind up with essential New England and fall colors with Gate One. This is a 6-day tour, 3-star value hotels. You're going to have the comfort and convenience of an escorted tour, but lots of freedom to explore on your own. The plus side of having minimal inclusions, less inclusions, is you do have time to indulge your own interest and explore on your own. Plus, you've got the more attractive price point. So, there is a positive side to the trade-off here. This particular, you're going to visit the Morgan Horse Farm, drive through the White Mountain National Forest, the southern Maine seacoast, absolutely stunning, and a tour of historic Boston. Pricing for this one starts as low as $16.99 for this 6-day tour. So there you have it, folks. I know I've run over Pat's picks of providers for escorted U.S. domestic tours. And just a reminder, price quoted is always subject to change, first of all, and it is dependent on your dates of travel. The more main, high season you are, the more you're going to pay for that vacation. If you are considering a trip of any kind, folks, call us at Dancing Moon Travel. We are here to help. Uh, we have agents now who are located throughout the USA, and we are here to help you with all of your travel needs. Just reach out to one of our agents. We are located throughout the US. I'm sure there's someone close to your location, and we can quote a vacation for your preferences, your dates, what you are looking for in your next uh, escorted vacation. We also do every other kind of vacation. We do cruises and the whole gamut, any kind of leisure travel you can think of. So call us today. Ask about your preferred type of travel. And remember, questions are always welcome. We're happy to chat with you and provide a custom quote for any vacation that you can dream up. We want to turn your dream vacation into a plan. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. And I want to tell you here that we always have our giveaway. And in connection with that this evening, I am going to offer something that I don't think we've ever given this away. Only for our live viewers this evening. If you are viewing live this evening, I am going to give away one of these travel safes to keep your belongings safe if you go to the pool, if you go to the water park, whatever it is that you need to have some jewelry, your phones, whatever you need to keep safe, your car keys. This has the safety lock to lock it down to something immovable that they can't walk off with. And so I want you to just type in the comment section, if you're watching live only, the words escorted travel. And we're going to pick one of our live listeners to receive this handy dandy master lock travel safe this evening. There you have it, folks. Pat's picks for escorted travel in the USA for 2024 and into 2025. Thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate you so much, and see you again next week for another episode of Let's Talk Travel. Bye now.